Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Monday. So this was a really good weekend. So I'm just going to jump right into it. We're short on time, bunch of good stuff. So first thing is Allegiance War Factions, the starter deck. I got a bunch of Dead Card Game stuff a bit ago. I have no idea what this is. It was the only one that was like on eBay. So I ended up getting $29 plus shipping for that. Everything's going to be plus shipping, so it'll just save us some time. So next up is going to be this little, I think it's a 1960s little flag, like a hospital flag for one of those little toy sets. You get the bags or boxes of toy sets. So yeah, this was from all those like Mark's little soldiers I got. This little flag sold for $8.43. I don't know what set that's from, but someone who purchased it probably does. All right, next up is going to be an RPG book right here. The Way of the Righteous Deadlands right here. Yeah, so Deadlands has the card game Doomtown. It's also called /Deadlands. They have the RPG book. So this is one of the RPG books right here. I have a couple of these, so I already relisted one when I was at the storage unit. This sold for $14.06 right there. So it was cool that I got to relist because I had another one. So basically in brand new condition. All right, moving along, we have a military book right here, a Higher Calling. It's not like a hardcover, but it's like a good paperback right here. World War II, like military airplane type of book. This ended up selling for $7.49. We have a ton of that stuff listed. I still have some to go through. All right, moving along, we have some board game bits and pieces. So this is the bookcase game. It's called Bushido. It's like one of those little hex games that you play with the little chit tokens. So these are the sets of maps. There's 6 of them right here. These are the hardcover maps, not like the looser paper kinds. People like these kind of maps. You can use them for all sorts of games. It doesn't just have to be for Bushido. Sold for $41.24. That's a pretty good chunky sale. All right, next up, we have like a good array of stuff that's sold today, just like all over the place. So right here, we have some like kind of handmade Polish folk dancers right here. I don't even remember where we got this, maybe an estate sale, maybe like a Goodwill. So yeah, they're pretty good quality. This sold for $15.50 right there. All right, next up is going to be a little train. This one, it's kind of like a metal one. It says Rock Island on it. Pretty solid. It looks like all the bits and pieces are still working. Got a bunch of these trains from the like pallet we bought from the person that flipped storage units. Sold for $17. It's pretty good. We're long in the profit from that pallet. But at first when we got it and came back home, we were like, was it a good decision? Ended up being a good one for flipping stuff. All right, next up is going to be a CD right here. Occasionally selling the CDs. This is Cardinal Wishing Tree right here. Don't know anything about this particular band, but I've got a bunch of CDs. My full car full for $75 a long time ago. This one sold for $9. If you've been watching, you see that those sell like once or twice every few days or every day. All right, next up is a super cool kit. This is a Viking ship like miniature kit. It looks like an older one. It had like the person's original like little envelope right here with the information was taken out. And it's like, this is the box that it came in. So there's a bunch of decals. It's like a plastic little ship that you build up. Really cool thing. It has like the masts as well. And you put stickers or decals on them. $49.20. I think we have a video down below like a bit ago where that was in one of the videos of like our haul videos. All right, move along. We have this little locket right here. I had like a jewelry. So right here, it's like this small little like heart-shaped, ornate-looking metal, really cool like designed like locket, right? And I don't have the key for it, but yeah, I got this like jewelry box or something, and I got the box to get the box to sell the box, and inside like a weird small compartment, the person didn't realize that there's a bunch of like stuff inside of it, so I listed all the stuff, so it was a nice little bonus. But this one ended up selling for $44.99. That is really awesome for a small item. I like to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was kind of like an extra accidental throw-in. All right, next up is going to be an empty tin right here. Like it has a nice little rose design. The colors pop. It's a blue one. We do like selling empty tins. I have a little bit to list. We've listed a bunch of them. I sell the empty boxes, the card storage boxes, board game boxes, the tins as well. This sold for $12.50. They do take up a lot of space, so I have to wait till I have more space to list more, but I do enjoy it. All right, moving along, we have like a ceramic statue right here, or music box. This is going to be, it's already in the wrapping, so I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be a police teddy bear right there with like handcuffs, whistle, and his little baton. And then there's like a police station right there, and then it's a music box that you like twist it and it plays some music. I don't remember which music it plays. It sold for $7. All right, moving along, we have a Munchkin promo card for the Munchkin card game board game. This one is going to be their Valentine's Day one. This is called Candy Heart Dice. The front side it shows what you roll and then like what effect you get. And on the back, I don't have the dice that come with it, but there's 3 dice you can roll. down here it says promo card. Yeah, Munchkin has a bunch of different stuff. I have another one of these, so I already relisted this one to a repeat buyer for $10.12. People really like the Munchkin game. All right, moving along, we have some Warhammer bits and pieces over here. I have like different baggies that sold today, so I have to check my notes. So yeah, this one's going to be Chaos Old Space Marines. It's a bunch of like jetpacks and some arms and maybe a couple guns. This went to a repeat buyer for $12. We have the cat getting into trouble right now. All right, moving along. You probably can't hear it, but she's making noise. We have a Munchkin promo bookmark. This right here is the Wizard of Oz one. I don't think I've sold this one, but I had another one, so I already relisted it. Got a bunch of the Munchkin promos. Already talked about the Valentine's Day one. So yeah, the bookmarks, you display a bunch of bookmarks for everyone to choose like 2 or 3, and then they kind of have these crazy rule sets. Some are like wacky, some are like broken, but yeah, people like that kind of stuff. They like to collect all of the Munchkin stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of IPs. This is Wizard of Oz. All right, next up is going to be more Warhammer Chaos Old Space Marine bits and pieces. This is just a different baggie I have. So like the shoulder bits, the jetpacks are going to be like a little bit different than the one I originally showed. This sold for $14.05. All right, next up is going to be Journeys in the Descent, Journeys in the Dark Descent, 2nd edition. The mage cards and the little reanimates cardboard token. So it's a fantasy dungeon crawl game by Fantasy Flight Games. Here's the reanimate little skeleton token. And when you pick the mage class, you'll have 2 subclasses to choose. So these right here are going to be the necromancer cards. Obviously, it reanimates the skeleton, and then there's bonuses. And then these are the rune masters if you want to do like just straight up magical casting and spells. So you get to pick one of those throughout the whole campaign. These are the skill cards that the player can purchase as they play the campaign. So there's like, yeah, skills, and there's also like a starting weapon for each of the classes. Sold for $8.99. Got a bunch of like bits and pieces for Descent, but people do like the game. I've been playing it personally, so it's been a lot of fun. All right, moving along, we have some like little Zvezda. I always forget how to say it. Zvezda. There you go. It's like that little miniature company. They have those like those box sets and kits. This is just them. It's a anti-tank little thing with its crew, little figures. This ended up selling for $8.99. We get a bunch of these little military figures. They do well for us all the time. It just takes a little bit to sell. All right. Next up, I have to be careful. I have like cards over here as well. This is a Choose Your Own Adventure book. This is the hardcover. This is Journey Under the Sea. We got a ton of these Choose Your Own Adventure books a bit ago, probably like last year. This ended up selling for $14.99. So yeah, it's a cool little underwater one. I like the hardcover ones. It seems like they're better quality. All right, moving along, we have a Munchkin promo pack again. Munchkin's been doing really well for us. So right here, this is going to be a little packet, not made by me. I didn't make this own lot. It was just like, this is how it's packaged. It has dungeon, so it has this big dungeon card. I've never played the Munchkin dungeon, so I'm not sure like how that works. There's going to be 2 cards in here as well. You can see that this baggie was open because I had multiple listings of this one, and then this is actually the last one that sold. So this is sold for $18.22. I think we had like 10 or 20 of these when we first got this like batch of promos. So yeah, $18.22. Last one's kind of sad to have something that like occasionally sells to be the last one, but it's good. They're all sold. All right, moving along, we have a bunch of these. I'm not going to show them all, but someone messaged us, and it was really nice because they sent like a bunch of pictures. They wrote the numbers of their offers. They showed which cherished teddies that they wanted, which ones they did not, because I have these cherished teddies up there in different lots. Sometimes I do individual. Sometimes I just did lots by like, you know, Easter or like, I don't know, like a village or something like that. I was just trying to make sense of it. We got these a long time ago. These were probably my least favorite purchase we've ever done on eBay. We bought like a bulk lot of like 500 or 600 of them. We paid like $1 a piece. So we did pay a good amount of money. We've been long in the profit for it, but just like, it was just a pain to go through. I probably wouldn't do them again, but it's cool that these are going, I think, international. There's a bunch of them. So they, like I said, they sent messages and offers on all of them. We made a new listing, so it sold for $35. So yeah, I think there's like 8 or 10 of them. So yeah, they're all in this bag next to me. So here's like a bigger one as well. So yeah, that's going to be pretty good to get rid of 8 of them. But because I took apart some lots, I have to like relist the lots that had like 3. If she wanted 2 of them, I have to relist the individual, if that makes sense. I know I was really worried about that, but yeah, it was really cool to have someone message and be really precise with what they want. I like that. It saves a lot of time for both of us, and it made the sale happen in like half of a day. All right, moving along, we have a Lord of the Rings card. I don't know if I'm going to say this character right. Ulair Toldea right here. It's going to be one of the ring wraiths right there. So one of the kings of men that eventually got corrupted with one of the rings that they were given. This one sold for $11.24. This is the Lord of the Rings card game. That one was a rare. I listed all the rares, and then I listed the deck separately, and then I think I did some lots as well. All right, moving along, we have this right here. I don't also know if I'm going to say this correctly. Bahuo. Do you know this one, Annetta, this brand or whatever? No, okay, which one? It's just an Amazon brand. Okay, it's an Amazon brand? Okay, there you go. That's the only place I can find it. Okay, gotcha. Well, she said that was the only place you can find it. But yeah, I think we get a bunch of clothes and purses and stuff like this for free. We have a huge bin to go through. I'm not a clothes person. Like, I just can't sell this stuff. I happen to get lucky with this one. I listed this probably like half a year ago. This ended up selling. Which one? It's going to somewhere nearby. Okay. In our village. Okay. Annetta said it's going to someone nearby in our village or something like that. So this ended up selling for $19. I just was concerned with grabbing all this stuff, but she was dealing with the offers on the weekend. It was really good. It's interesting because we live in a small town. Yeah, she thinks it's interesting because we live in a small town, so it's going nearby, so it's kind of like a small world type of thing. So yeah, I mean, this purse looks pretty good, but I can't really describe it other than like I don't use purses. I do have like a unisex handbag that I really like. It's like waterproof, cut proof. So like if you try to cut it, it has like these weird magnetic locks. So if someone tries to like grab my bag and run, it will pull me instead. All right, moving along, we have a miniature box. I have to see where I find them. I'm just like holding on my fingers, like hold on, guys. I'm moving along. I'm trying to go fast, but it's cool stuff to talk about. This is War Age of Imperialism right here. This one, I got a couple of these boxes a bit ago. This one just has a bunch of things. It says like infantry, cavalry, their ships, cannons, really cool, like miniatures. So yeah, this is what they look like, little tiny ones. There's like a huge box of different colors. I have some new boxes of these that sold a bit ago, little village things. So yeah, you can see this is just a bunch of, hopefully you can see, I mean, the best that to your ability from the screen. End up selling for $15. This one was not new. This one was used like they were taking off the sprues. All right, moving along, we have some Star Wars Choose Your Own Adventure books again. A lot of 3 of these. Got a bunch of these Star Wars ones. They weren't as expensive as the other Choose Your Own Adventure books, but these end up selling for $10 for a set of 3. Someone's going to go through it and enjoy them. They like Star Wars. They probably like Choosing Your Own Adventure. All right, next up is a different Lord of the Rings trading card. This is the Witch King, Lord of Angmar right here. This is also a rare card. This went to a repeat buyer, not the person who got the other one. This ended up selling for $8.43. They look kind of similar in art-ish right here, and definitely from like a glance, so we have to be careful when shipping them. All right, next up is going to be Catan, Settlers of Catan by Mayfair, Family Edition. So this one, the only thing that's wrong with this one is it's missing the rule book. Catan rules are so easy. I could probably do it off the top of my head. You roll 2 dice. You place. You roll 2 dice. Everyone who has a little house there gets to collect one of that resource. Everyone who has like the city gets to collect 2. And then if you roll 7s, you get to like move the robber and get to pick one person to randomly take a card from them, and then you're allowed to trade it in your turn. There you go. That's the rules for Catan. Family Edition's pretty cool. I used to like this one when I played Catan because it has a couple of these big pieces that you can flip up and down, so the setup for the game is real easy and the board doesn't shift. The regular Catan has these little hexes and these like complicated rules to like lay it all out, but then if someone like nudges the table, everything moves. So this is Family Edition basically means easier to set up, but there's less like nuance to where the spots are. Sold for $14.99. Like I said, no rules, but I basically went through 90% of them right there. All right, next up is going to be a lot of Gundam War collectible card game cards. This is a lot of 83. These were commons, uncommons, and rares, not the foils. I sold some foils on Friday. So yeah, the special thing about there was very little of these listed in English, a bunch in Japanese, a small amount in Japanese. There was not a bunch of this cards game. This went to a repeat buyer. This sold for $47.99. I organized it by like the faction. The blue faction was like AEUG. I don't know anything about Gundam, so whatever that Federation AEUG, whatever that is, that's what all of these are from. I looked in the little rule book that I got with the game, and it said that like you had to pick a faction, so that's how I separated my lot. It's a really good amount of money for like a dead card game, $48. All right, next up is going to be a pack of 105 Ultra Pro Black Sleeves. These only sold for $5, but these were like other cards were in them. They're basically brand new, so someone gets to fill up a deck. 105 cards is a good amount. It's all good for all the way up to a Magic Commander deck to anything else, and then have some extras. So that's pretty good. All right, next up is going to be some miniature foam toppers. So the special things about these ended up selling for $13.50. So you have the miniature foam trays where you put the miniatures in. They're usually like cut out in specific directions, or you can like pluck them and make your own sizes for different size miniatures. Those foams go inside of a bag. You carry that to your like wargaming night or something like that. So these little foam toppers go on top of those little trays, so the top part's not exposed anymore. So if there's bumpies, this is all good. So yeah, like I said, these end up selling for $13.50. All right, my cat's like looking at me. She's really enjoying the video right now. All right, moving along, intense eye contact. We have this hardcover book, Buildings for Industry. I have no idea what this one is. It's missing the dust jacket. So yeah, we get a bunch of books and stuff like that. So yeah, I have no idea what that one is. I already have it wrapped up and there's no art that I can go off of. An architectural building book. Maybe there's like art for that. And maybe there's some like factual information about it. All right, moving along, we have some Duel Masters right here. 2 base set packs right here. This one has like the lion. This one has like a water creature with some scythes as hands and claws. So yeah, these two are going international, end up selling for $37.48. A lot of our Kaijudo and Duel Master stuff goes international. So I gotta say, just don't like it here in America, but that's pretty cool that those someone's appreciating them. The shipping's gonna be relatively cheap because they're tiny and they don't weigh a lot. All right, and then the third to last item for the day is right here. This is a lot of 9, the Squadron Military Magazine. Got a bunch of these. Like I said, there's 9 of them. They're in kind of like okay-ish condition right here. But yeah, these end up selling for $19.69. And then there was 2 items that sold on Bonanza. So the first thing was this particular board game, Battlestar Galactica, the board game. This is 90% complete. So this game is really expensive if you have it complete. It's missing the miniature ships, which is kind of like an important part, I think, to miss, but you still have almost everything else. You have the rules and stuff. So if you have your own miniatures or tokens, you can actually play the game. I think a new version or a complete version probably goes for like $150, $200, $220. The Pegasus expansion for this is really expensive. The reason why it's expensive, 1, it's a good game. I've played this one time. 2, I think the Battlestar Galactica, like TV series, movies, the license to like reprint this game has been long gone from Fantasy Flight. Asmodee, which is the company that now owns Fantasy Flight Games, made a, they call it re-implementation of it called Unfathomable, where you're playing with on a ship instead of, a Navy ship instead of like a spaceship. And then there's like Cthulhu-ish monsters instead of the Cylons. So yeah, I played this game one time. This is a really cool game. So if you like the games where there's hidden roles, so if you like the Resistance, Werewolf, a lot of people know that game. This is like that game, but like more strategy to it. There's actually like a board. There's different parts of the game where someone can be a human. They get turned into a Cylon. There's like a bunch of like population. You have to make sure that people aren't getting like killed on the ship or on planets. There's food you have to worry about. Such a good game. I remember I got one of my brothers to play this game, and I don't know if he'll let me know in the future. He watches occasionally, but yeah, it was like 4th of July or something. Had a board game night with this. He ended up coming, and I think the last kind of like game he played was probably like a Monopoly-ish type of game. So to go from like a Monopoly type of game to like some intense strategy game, like a 3-4 hour game, that's quite the leap. If you know, you know. But yeah, so I think he actually had a lot of fun with the game. I really like this game, but like I said, it's really expensive right now. So yeah, this ended up selling for $93. It was on Bonanza, so now that has the numbers. I asked yesterday, but I don't remember yet. $93 instead of the $150, $200 because it's missing the ships, which is, like I said, not a big deal. All right, and then the last thing for the day, also on Bonanza. I don't even think I asked her the price of what this sold for, so she said $15. This is going to be a laminated map for one of the strategy and tactics board games. This one is like the Clan Wars or something. I can't remember what it is. Where is it? The China War, not Clan Wars. She said that they paid $18 in shipping. Yeah, I guess so. I guess, yeah. All right. Really special that these are laminated because I can move them around. It's kind of expensive to laminate something. So anytime I get like board games and stuff that have like extra attention to them, I like to grab this stuff. All right, so that's everything. We have a bunch of packing to do. And then there was one other thing on Friday. I had to go to FedEx, and I had the first time in my life where this thing happened. I'm about to go into it. It was awful. So I drop off the package to FedEx. They go, okay, sorry, our person came early, so we're not dropping this off till Monday. I needed to get it out that day, so everything was pointless at that part. I go back to the car. I was using another's car. I go to open the door, locked. Go in my pockets, check everything, and I'm staring inside the car, and I see the keys in the car, and I'm like, oh, we have a second pair of keys at home. So I call Anetta. I'm like, oh, she can drive my car, drop off the keys. She'll be angry, whatever, problem solved, right? As I'm calling her, I see my keys also with her first pair of keys. So I just get like the dread just washes all over me. I'm like, white. She picks up. I tell her the thing. And you know, in the cartoons where like, there's like someone's talking on the phone and the phone starts moving and there's like yelling, she's angry at me. I messed up big time. So there was only one solution. Well, two. Actually, I tried a third one. So Uber, too expensive. It was basically going to cost money to have Uber come get me, go back, and then come back, right? It was literally going to cost money. Here, let me just go through it. Yeah, so then I was like, I'm not doing that because that was pointless to ship off the item. And then the second thing was, you know what? I'll call the non-emergency police number. We're pretty close to the police station, so theoretically, this should not be a big deal. I was like close enough of a drive. I was hoping that someone could just drop me off, right? I get a dispatcher from Chicago. They were completely useless and rude. They were like, no, sorry, we don't do that. Click, basically hang up. I was like, oh, wow, that was obnoxious. Whatever, it's my fault. And I'm like, last thing, I look up walking distance on Google Maps, and it's like 1 hour and 45 minutes for walking. I'm like, you know what? I got to do it. That's the only solution because I had to walk all the way back. I did some jogging. I cut it down to 1 hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, it was painful. The only good thing was the weather was nice and I was dressed appropriately. All right, so I get there, I get our second pair of keys, talk to our neighbor, and then I get to drive back. It wasted like 4 hours. It was so horrible. All right, so yeah, that was the first time. I've never left my keys in any car, let alone Anetta's car, so someone else's, which is extra obnoxious for them and embarrassing for me. So yeah, I always in my head would be like, oh yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't happen to me, but it did. It was awful. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hope everyone had a better Friday than me.